Chris Horrocks with AfterburnerStoves.com. Welcome to today's video, which is on the StoveTec Super Pot. We're going to give you a total tour of the pot, a little bit of a demonstration on how efficiently it operates, and let's get started. StoveTec Super Pot comes in a white box. You've got a stainless steel pot that holds 7.35 quarts or 7 liters. It comes wrapped in plastic to keep it from scratching and shipping. Your lid sits in a deep groove so it's harder to knock off, and it has steam release valve that's directional. So what you can do is point these holes away from the operator, away from the kids, keep the steam going in a safe direction, but your lid doesn't have to rattle during a boil. And then what you have is a pot that holds, like I said, 7 liters or 7.35 quarts. The neat thing about it is the built-in pot skirt. Keeps the wind from acting against the pot to cool your food. It forces the hot gases up around the entire height and circumference of your pot. So this is a permanently skirted pot, which makes it much more efficient. It's designed to seal right on the top of your StoveTec Rocket Stove, have a nice secure fit. Now, because this pot skirt extends 1.25 inches or so below the level of the stove, you can't accidentally knock it off when you're stirring your food. Now, this allows us to replace the existing pot skirt with one that goes the entire height of the pot, so we're not losing heat from the pot on any surface but the lid itself. This makes it much more efficient. Now, in the lab, they've done a test with 4 sticks where they boiled 5 liters. That's the international standard boil test for stoves. 5 liters, and they boiled that in 15 minutes using 4 sticks. So I'm going to go ahead and jump up to 4 sticks. And this is not precisely scientific because the lab tests, they actually weigh the wood, they do all kind of scientific exactness, and it really doesn't matter. The question is, can we boil a gallon of water efficiently? Now, I've got here a gallon of well water. I'm just using the jug so you know how much water I'm using. So we'll go ahead and pour this gallon in the pot. It's cool to the touch. I'd say it's probably in the 60s. It might be as much as 70-degree water. It came right out of the tap. Throw that up there. Throw the lid on it. And let's check the time. 7:05 is our start time. And we'll come back when it boils. All I'm going to do is keep feeding in these 4 fuel sticks during the duration of this test. Notice those holes at the top of the skirt. That's where the hot combustion gases now have to escape, which means the molecules of rising combustion gases, or the exhaust from our fire, is being forced to follow the contour of the pot its entire height. So we're no longer just heating the bottom of the pot, we're actually heating the entire pot except for the lid. And we've got a mild breeze blowing today, gusting up to 10-15 miles an hour. Right now it's about 5 or 6. And this is burning pretty clean, as you can see. There's not a lot of smoke coming out, even though we have a nice fire down below. That's because our smoke is our fuel and it's being consumed by the very efficient rocket stove. Okay, I just shut off the camera just a moment ago, so we're not at a boil yet, but what I wanted to be able to explain was how hot this is. The hot combustion gases come up through the chimney, hit the bottom of the pot, come out to the edge of the pot, and then ride the surface of the pot and then escape through these holes. And if you put your hand near these holes, you feel the heat of the fire coming right out through there. Alright, it's been exactly 15 minutes. Let's have a look inside that pot and see what's going on, shall we? Okay, we got a light, what I call a camper's boil. You notice how every time you go camping the water boils like this? real rapid tiny bubbles at the bottom of the pot before it hits that rolling boil. Anyway, just took 15 minutes to boil that gallon of water using 4 sticks. So that is pretty cool. And that's the efficiency of the StoveTec Rocket Stove at half power, basically. Because if you've been watching our videos for any length of time, then you know that 8 sticks, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, are full power or max power, but 4 sticks is what we typically use for everything. And so we could have gone hotter, we could have got a raging inferno going, but we didn't. We just used 4 regular sticks, and some of the sticks I've been using have been a lot less than the 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. This is more like not quite 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, and that's been the case with a lot of the sticks. I've just used 4 at a time, and some of them were smaller, some were bigger, but anyway, you can see how quickly this pot performs. Now, the nice thing about it is you can't knock it off the stove. You'd have to really knock the whole stove over to have a problem. The whole platform is extremely stable. The lid doesn't want to come off, okay, because it's in a deep groove and it's all stainless steel. And then the other nice thing is you don't have to clean the soot off of the bottom because you've got that pot skirt built in. And so if you put this pot down onto a clean surface, the bottom of the pot where the smoke has been in contact is not what's touching the stove. You want to make sure your ring is clean if you're talking about a white tablecloth or something, but essentially no one's going to see the bottom of the pot. You don't have to waste time scrubbing it. Clean where the food touches and you're good to go. Full rolling boil accomplished with 4 sticks on the StoveTec Rocket Stove. Took only 16 or 17 minutes to get to this stage here. Hey, have a look at that fire. It's cooled off quite a bit, but we still got the glowing embers down in there. They mostly look gray to the naked eye. If we zoom in enough, you can see bits of orange glow. But let's go ahead and have a look inside that Super Pot, because notice we've got nothing but those embers. However, what's happening inside is we still have a boil coming up from below. Okay, so the stoves will cook for quite a while after the fire goes out because of the residual heat in those embers. And of course, the 2-door models, you can close the insulated upper door on that combustion chamber and you can gain quite a lot of time that way. Okay, and here's the bottom of the stove and the vent holes. You can see just a little carbon scoring up here, rubs right off, and then you can see down here the bottom where you wouldn't even have to clean it if you didn't want to. The outer ring is nice and clean and silver. You could put that on a table, whatever. You might get a little bit of soiling, not the index finger, but the ring finger there. Might get a little bit of soiling on your tablecloth, but you're not going to get that real nasty pot action going, and you just don't ever have to clean that. So that is the StoveTec Super Pot, available now at AfterburnerStoves.com.